Hey everyone, what is going on? I'm Matthew Oliver with Stillwater Alchemy, and today we're going to be discussing this Sagittarius full moon. So it's literally sunset right now, and I thought this was the perfect time, and we will intend that the lighting will work out in our favor to discuss this because with the sign of Sagittarius, it's mutable fire ruled by Jupiter. There's this energy of Sagittarius that is very optimistic, very lighthearted, very positive, very action oriented in more ways than one. And for me, even when I was intuiting for this full moon, what I wanted to talk about on a macro collective level is what is your truth? Sagittarians are also known for being very candid, for just speaking their mind, but also speaking the truth, because themes of higher knowledge, philosophy, law, spirituality, religion, these are all very much connected to Sagittarius energy because the archetype of a teacher, a mentor, a healer, even in my opinion, an entertainer, are all linked to Sagittarius, half animal, half human, always on the goal, but can still be still in delivering their message. So that is just something I'm going to be coming back to during this is what is your truth? Because during the eclipses, from my vantage point, it was rewriting narratives. What was our past? What were these old stories that we're telling ourselves? And what are the new stories, the new paradigms, the new beliefs that we are speaking forth? So now that we've had a chance to integrate that a little bit, what is your truth? What are you speaking? How are your actions reflecting your truth, your knowledge, your beliefs? So to even emphasize this a little bit more, I want to bring up the chart for this full moon. So with this, we can see that the moon in Sagittarius is getting this really nice trine from Mars in Leo. And Mars, remember, is the symbol of a shield with a sword. So what are you fighting for? What gives you passion? What gives you life? And this is also interesting too, because the moon is making this applied square to Neptune. So it's almost like there may be either some sort of illusion, temptation, alternate dimension, and not in a woo-woo way, although it could be a woo-woo way if maybe you're someone with a lot of Pisces and you're like, what's going on? Where am I right now? I mean that in the sense of, is there another timeline or dimension that you're leaving behind, and one that people see you or project onto a certain narrative that no longer resonates? Maybe you're no longer the person that people can just emotionally dump on. Maybe you're the person that's no longer just going to sit passively by and let people walk all over you. That's no longer your story. You're not operating in that dimension anymore. And when I think of Leo, of course, the affiliation with the sun, with light, with joy comes through. So if we can use this Martian energy with this full moon and approach things that you're fighting with light, with your heart, with purpose, with passion, then if there's any type of illusion, temptation, addiction, alternate reality that is no longer resonating, it's not that one person is bad and you are good or vice versa. It means that this is your truth, this is your light, this is your message, this is what you are moving towards, this is what you are fighting for, and that's it. And also the notion of truth, there can be two truths true at the same time. Someone's truth and your truth can still be completely 100% valid, but you can agree to disagree. You can agree that we're no longer in alignment, or that the job or the project or the community that you were once a part of can shift. It doesn't mean you have to leave completely. It means that you're reprioritizing your life, your time, based on what you're wanting to accomplish. The one other thing I want to bring up on this with the chart up is that Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. We see that we're having this Jupiter North Node conjunction in Taurus, co-present Mercury and Uranus. And Mercury and Uranus are in a very, very tight conjunction with this full moon, which is amazing because Mercury in a fixed sign, especially Mercury in Taurus, might be very stubborn or resistant to change their thoughts, their ideas. So with this, because a couple clients, and I've been getting DMs about this too, like, what should I do with this full moon? What should I do with this full moon? if there's brand new insight, if there is a truth, if this is something that you've always wanted, and you're like, why am I making this so much more difficult than it needs to be? All I want is this. Focus on that, but then not only focus on that, allow for new, innovative thoughts, people, ideas, circumstances, adventures. Hello, it's a Sagittarius full moon. Allow for these new thoughts, ideas, adventures, people, miracles to come in. And a big part of this, I feel, for a lot of people as well, it's going to be something that has been very divinely laid out for you. This is something that you've meant to experience, to enjoy, part of your story. And if you're watching this and you're like, I'm going through something extremely difficult right now, what is he talking about? I'm going through all this pain or delays or financial loss. Like, this doesn't make any sense. If that is where you're at right now, it's always going back to the adage of this too shall pass. This is just one part of your journey. And also, if all we ever did was grow and expand and succeed, there wouldn't be anywhere for the ego to go. The ego would go crazy and just be like Pac-Man, gobbling nonstop. There needs to be moments of pause, reflection, contraction, so that we have moments of groundedness. We have moments to learn. We have moments that we can inspire. There's all these different things when we're maybe not in the place where we want to be at this exact moment. And then also going back to this Mercury-Uranus conjunction, there may be things that we need to see in a different way. We need to shift how we are thinking, and thus shift how we are acting, shift in how we are fighting, shift in how we are moving. All these different things are likely to present themselves in and around this full moon. And I even wanted to talk about, because on Monday, so like after this upcoming weekend with this full moon, we then have Venus entering Leo, where she's going to be for 4 months because she's going to retrograde later this year. So there's going to be both Venus and Mars, the lovers, together in the sign of Leo. And we just had, with this full moon, the Mars moon trine. So with Venus there, so long as you pursue your truth, I think it's going to get a lot more passionate, a lot more enjoyable, a lot more answers. And for many of you, you might have been pursuing this truth, this part of yourself, for a very long time. So I believe that, especially with Jupiter, the ruling planet of this lunation, conjunct the North Node, and then Venus moving into Leo, thus Venus making a square to the North Node and Jupiter, that there's a lot of blessings that are coming in. And if you want to get specific about this with your own individual natal chart, one, of course, if you have any placements in the sign of Sagittarius, those placements are going to be activated. Secondly, you can also look to the house in which Leo rules, because there's going to be that strong energy of fire, action, passion, initiatory energy that is wanting to come through. And not initiatory in the way of like a cardinal energy, initiatory in the sense of, this is what I want so bad. Either you're already in that action, or you're going to want to keep adding momentum, or at least go full in with no excuses now at your disposal. And then lastly, I would look at, and I mean, I've already been mentioning this in my content, but look to the house in which Taurus rules, because that is going to give you some insight on where maybe this passion or this truth is leading you towards, is that part of your life. And it might be a combination of all these factors, right? And of course, the house in which Sagittarius rules is going to be highlighted and activated. Okay. And this is something else I wanted to share as well, because I've been seeing this in a couple of clients, is that they've been working immensely hard and they've already reached a certain pit stop or a certain part of their adventure. And it's me just holding space and reminding them that they can enjoy this part of their journey and relax and know what it feels like to be in the receptive state, to receive, to be in the feminine. It's not always about go, 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 work, 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 achieve, achieve, achieve. Along our journey, we also get to slow down, rest, round in, reprogram ourselves to know that it's okay to not consistently be working, burning out, doing all these things. And also too, even if it's not maybe a more traditional meaning of Sagittarius with the entertainment, I feel like a lot of times that goes towards Leo, of entertainment and creativity. I do think with Sagittarius, they are entertaining in how they disseminate knowledge or how they share their truth. So there could just also be an opportunity with this full moon to welcome in more joy with pleasure, because I do think with Venus moving into Leo, Venus and Mars in Leo, if we can surmise ourselves and put ourselves in a way that our truth gets to include a life that has more pleasure, more fun, more relaxation, then we're going to start attracting those opportunities that we don't have to keep doing things in a certain type of way. We don't have to be productive or successful in a way that only comes from status, money, and what the outside world perceives of us. And I've been seeing this a lot, particularly with clients that have like strong Saturnine energy or strong Capricorn, Aquarius energy. So if you're in that boat and you feel like you're going, it's like, I'm living my truth, I'm living my purpose, I'm fighting really hard, i.e. maybe really grinding the masculine in your life, we want to step back and relax a little bit so that we can enjoy the feminine aspects of life and enjoy the journey along the way. There's always that kind of quintessential quote, right? It's like, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Like that's a very Sagittarius energy as well, that you're not trying to reach a certain point necessarily. It's like, yes, you want to maybe manifest the job, the money, the lover, but your process of getting there, i.e. your truth, is the path in which you're going to get there. That doesn't need to be any which way. That can be whatever you want it to be. And the last thing I'll say about this before we dip into the meditation is that with your truth, what is truth? Truth can be power. Truth can be how you move through the world. Truth is also higher knowledge, right? When you know things at a higher degree, when someone is trying to say something to you, argue with you, gaslight you, whatever it might be, you know the truth because you're like, actually, that isn't factual. This is the actual answer based on this knowledge, based on this research, based on my personal experience, based on all of the above. So there may be, with this full moon, the call to increase your knowledge on a certain topic. There may be a call to work with a certain mentor, healer, professor. There may be a call to get clear on what your truth is, so that moving forward, if you're out of alignment with that truth, it's very, very obvious. And I often find that with the truth, it is often from our own intuition. It's like, this is what you need to do. Maybe that's not good for you, or this relationship is not aligned. And we fight it because on paper, it's like, no, this seems like good. This is a lot of money, or this is going to further my career, whatever the narrative of the 3D egoic world is. But you know what your truth is based on your intuition. And there's a lot of people who are very intuitive. And I think that's where this Neptune is coming in, is that certain things that are just distracting us, that is not our truth. Certain things that are maybe shiny and tempting and what the rest of the collective may be chasing, that's not your truth. If that's not what you know to be resonant for yourself, why are you giving it energy? Why are you giving it any focus? Also, why are we allowing other people's thoughts and opinions, not their truth, but their thoughts and opinions, to affect our truth? And this can be, like, again, on a more global, macro level, where a lot of people are saying one thing and a lot of people are thinking another. And it kind of goes back to the old saying, if everyone jumps off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge? Probably not. If everyone's traveling to one city, but you want to travel to a different city, would you travel to the other city, or would you go for yourself? If everyone's telling you that you should be this, but your truth is that you're that, what are you going to listen to? So I just want you to start thinking about these things. And a lot of you probably are very strong-willed and determined, but it is also very nice to have a little check-in, to be honest with yourself and go from there. And sometimes the honest answer is, I just want to rest. I just want to relax. I want to be able to come back to myself. And with this meditation, I think it'll disseminate that and focus that even more. But just come back to that. If you're feeling lost or confused, or just even want to empower yourself, it's like, what is my truth? No one can ever take that away from you, because it's your truth. It's how you feel. It is your knowledge. If there is more knowledge, other truth that gets revealed along the way, that's great. But for now, we're going to focus on what that is for you and then see what opportunities present themselves in the coming weeks. Okay. And one final aspect before we go into this meditation is that we have the Sagittarius New Moon on the 23rd of November, 2022. So we are closing out a 6-month cycle. So with that being said, especially in that Sagittarius ruled part of your chart, thinking back to where you were at the end of November of 2022 and where you are now, I want you to compare that with your truth. Has your truth changed? Are there new ideas, beliefs, knowledge that you have acquired that has shifted and that you want to start changing things up? Does it give you further affirmation and belief that the work is working, that no matter what might be going on, good or bad in your life right now, that this is moving you in the right direction? And I'll make sure to put some journal prompts in the description of this video, so you can also journal those out if you want some extra reflection afterwards as well. So for the meditation, I invite you to close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Letting go of the day, letting go of the week. Just taking a moment to honor yourself for taking the time to be here today. Taking another deep breath in and exhale. Now, I want you to see yourself at a crossroads. The sun is shining perfectly overhead, and there's a faint breeze in the air. To your left represents parts of your past. There may have been certain narratives, certain hurt, certain relationships that are swirling when you look down that pathway. There might even be parts that you have enjoyed about that past. And dependent on your knowledge and lived experiences, you might even be seeing past timelines that you know to be true, past lives, past relationships, past objectives that you may have fulfilled or not. Now, when you look to your right, you get a sense of what's to come. There's no definitive images necessarily, but there's a feeling. It excites you. It makes you curious. And right now, not looking to the left, not looking to the right, I just want you to take a moment to ground in to your purpose. What brings you joy? Joy, focusing in on your solar plexus chakra, right below the heart, where we find self-worth, power, happiness. What aspects of life excite you, bring pleasure, that motivate you to be your best and highest self? Thinking back to all the beautiful moments that you've experienced and cultivated in your life, and also the moments that you know you are going to experience in this lifetime, and just sit with this energy and these feelings for a moment. Now, I want you to use I am statements to describe yourself. Describe truthful aspects of yourself. They could be, I am worthy. I am powerful. I am beautiful. I am dutiful in my purpose. You can list off as any amount that you desire. And there's no need to be shy. There's no need to be modest. I want you to affirm your truth in this moment. And sitting here in this frequency, bring your attention to your heart and getting clear on something that you're wishing to experience, to call in, to further embody over the coming weeks and months. An even deeper sense of love, gratitude, and pleasure is coming. Feeling into that now. Remembering your breath. Allowing a smile to grow bigger on your face. This is your power. Your words, your thoughts, the beliefs, the stories that you know to be true, the feelings that you are attracting and cultivating every single day. This is all yours. This is your story. This is your journey. Now, as you look over to the right, notice if anything has changed. There may be certain downloads or intuitive hits that are coming to you. And if you feel called, you can slowly start walking over to that right-hand path, allowing this new journey to emerge. And allow your awareness to expand, to welcome in new sights, new images, new symbols to come in. Where are you being called? If you have any questions you wish to ask or want in terms of clarity from your higher self, from God, source, universe, feel free to ask them now. Everything you desire is already yours. You know the next steps to get you there as easily as possible. You got this. Slowly coming back to your body. Recalibrating to the space that you're in. Allowing your mind, body, and soul to connect back in with each other. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. What's beautiful is that in the sky right now, it's like gold and blue. In terms of gold, of course, the solar plexus. Blue can be the throat. And those are the chakras that we were addressing in that meditation. So always beautiful, always aligned. The one thing I wanted to mention as well that was coming through in that meditation, and even when I came back myself, is like travel and movement, of course, are very much linked to Sagittarius energy of adventure, travel. If there is a trip that you are wanting to take, and this can be a physical trip, of course, to a different city, a different country, but this can also be a trip with your mind that you are allowing yourself to go to whether it is with language, with food, with culture. This can also be with your spirit in terms of the spiritual healing or work that you can do. Sit with the word journey, sit with the word adventure, and see what comes through. Because that is honestly what our life is, a journey, an adventure. It gets to be fun. It gets to be exciting. There's moments where we need to let things go. There's moments where we welcome in new people along our journey. There's going to be death, literal and physical. There's going to be birth, literal and physical. And so if you know what journey you're on, what journey you wish to take, while always understanding what your truth is, the truth in this analogy can also be like the genre of movie that you're watching. Like if your truth is that you want to experience a romantic comedy, then it's like, great, I'm going to go on an adventure that leads me down that road to maybe go to that theater and watch that movie. If you want it to be a thriller, or if you want it to be an action, if you want it to be a drama, if you want it to be whatever it is, that is your truth. That's what it gets to be. And if someone else is like, no, I really want to watch a horror movie, it's like, well, that's not my truth. If you want to watch a horror movie, if you want to experience life in that way, that is fine. But my truth is this. And thus the journey I'm taking is this. Thus the knowledge I'm going to acquire is this. I think that's a beautiful place to leave off. And I'm wishing you all a fabulous Sagittarius full moon. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, how this landed, how this resonated, or any fun manifestations that may arise with this moon Mars trine. And even after when Venus goes into Leo, and of course the North Node Jupiter conjunction with Mercury Uranus also being conjunct, a lot of activation. So as a reminder, take time to rest, take time to ground in, take time to clear, clean, make sure that you're an open vessel to welcome in all of these new downloads. And everything is always working out in your favor. Remember that, okay? Happy full moon, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.